right, all right, all right. All righty, all righty, all righty. I'm as ready can be or get. I'm ready. This here is a message that is long overdue. It is a message to many that are out here, especially many mothers. Okay, I'm speaking to many mothers today. And this is a message that will and shall hit all the way home. It's going to hit so far out, it's going to be run, a home run hitter. I mean, I'm going to make it all around first base, second base, third base. I'm bringing this all the way home. Why? It's because the Father laid it on my heart to do so. And I remember after I was done listening to the Spirit of the Most High Yah, I said, I could probably take it deeper. He said, you don't need to. Mm, mm. So I'm with him on that. I said, I could probably take it deeper, huh, Father? He said, you don't need to. You got enough to bring spirit and truth, everything into the fullness of righteousness. A lot of people will look at this message and won't take it to heart because a lot of people think, oh, my child is not at that age. My child is all this. My child is all that. They so loving. They so this and they so that. I said it the same thing about all six of my children. They are all adults from 46 down to 24. And guess what? There's no way I tell anyone that I got bad children because I know I got children that are good. They are good adults in this society. And you know what? I'm being a mother of six, have always been told that you got the best kids in the world. So I'm used to hearing that, you see. But this message is going to hit where Yah wants to say something. He wants to say something in this world. And I want you all to share this message because this is going to be an awesome, powerful message to this world. This world seems to have bombarded the lies and the delusion and the deception in the heads of many of mothers, fathers, and adult children. Okay? To believe it the way the world has for them to escape what is righteous. Mm. That's why this is gonna be a home run hitter. Why? It's because it's gonna hit righteous and it's gonna hit truth. That's it. So when I said to the Father, but I could probably add some more on to it, he said, no, you can't, because this is as pure as it can go. Is what I'm about to say. So I'm speaking to mothers out there and daughters out there. And when I'm like almost done, you're going to understand the mothers in which I am speaking unto. And you're going to understand the children in which I am speaking to. Because I think they got this thing bent up and bent down. They're living in this category or in this way of a system and a world that tells them, no, it's like this, and you stand down. That's what you call serpent seeds. Okay, these are people who come to live out their flesh, who think that everything is created on this earth to surround this world in a way of darkness, and they think that's all they know. So they have every right to speak the way that they speak and understand things the way that they understand things. But they got to also understand this: you are born of the flesh. You are the seed of the serpent. So you have every right to see and understand and comprehend things in that area. But what I'm going to pull up right now, going to knock any and everything you have to say out the ballpark. So you ain't got nothing to override what I'm about to say. And even if you did, it'll be coming from the level of the flesh. It'll be coming from the level of the serpent seed. And it'll be coming directly out of the ways and the mindset of this world. People, you all have disrespect he that created all things to the point where there's nothing in you to even desire to see what is righteous. It's just not in you. To know righteous, to think righteous, to feel righteous, to walk righteous, nor to talk righteous. I'm there already. I'm there. I'm at that. It's over. It's no need in trying to instill righteous in unrighteous. It's no need of bringing light to darkness. It's no need in putting sweet into bitter. It's over. It's over. And I advise anybody that come to the live chat, you need to stand your tails down and shut up long enough to hear what is about to be said. Because this is about spirit and truth. This is about light. Many of you all have no idea what is going on in this world. Not the children, nor the mother, nor the father. The parents have no idea why these things are happening among families. You know why you don't? It's because you've been sitting in darkness. You think darkness is the way. You think darkness is the one that covers what is right and what is wrong. Darkness has no detachment to nothing but unjust and unrighteous. If you too ignorant to see that all over the world, something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Let me bag that thing up and land that thing down. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You're just a part of the world issue. You are part of darkness. You are born of the flesh. You are born as a serpent seed, like Genesis 3 and 15. Okay? That's what era you're in when you're not able to just sit down, slow to speak, quick to listen. 99.9 can't stand under that category because they so in darkness, they think it's time to talk and not listen. These are the people I'm not speaking to on this devil's platform. I'm speaking to he that has an ear, and that ear is a spiritual ear, to hear what the Spirit of the Most High Yah has blessed his servant to bring forth a message that every mother, every parent, every child, when he's speaking this, I learned something. You know what that means when the Holy Spirit is speaking to me? You know what that means? Stand down. You see? When the Holy Spirit is teaching you, you have to know when to shut up and when to listen. 99.9 don't know when to do it, especially when they are born of the flesh. Because the flesh got to keep running its mouth as if it knows everything and all things and knows nothing. Wait for spirit and truth. Wait for the light to reveal the things that sits in this whole world in darkness. See, that's another problem with this world today. Nobody wants to hear spirit and truth. Nobody wants to hear what the light has to say. See, the light was supposed to be set up on a mountain so the whole world can see it and hear it. But they have not, even to this day, shut their mouth long enough to do so. So I'm going to go into this message, still doing or saying what this message and who this message is for. This message is for those that has a spiritual ear to hear. Because the Holy Spirit taught me something in this lesson. He taught me a whole lot that made me feel so comfortable in coming out to my car, setting up with this stand, this beautiful stand. I don't know where these kids get this thing from, but it's awesome. It is awesome. And I'm using the stand, and I'm so grateful that the Father has gave me this message in such a spiritual quickening. I was so excited. I said, thank you so much. He's just saying, you always own it, Deborah. But I'm finna climb on top of you now to let you know how it ain't never been a time where you don't know what you said. And what he meaning is, you see where. You understand. And the first thing I understand is understanding. You know who that is? 99.9 of y'all don't even know who understanding is. Understanding is the spirit of the creator. He has all understanding, and when he's teaching, you have to learn to shut up, to hear what the spirit is saying to that ear. 99.9 don't know nothing about it. So I'm going to go on and jump into this lesson. This lesson is to shut down every female who called herself a mother. A lot of times, women who don't have children, they tend to run their mouth. They tend to have a lot to say. And women who don't have sons or don't have daughters, they tend to run their mouth a lot. They can't tell you nothing. Okay? You can't tell anyone nothing. Okay? And you got to understand who the spirit of the Most High is talking to. He's not talking to every woman that have children. He's not talking to every man that has children. He's not talking to everybody. And that's why this world in the position that it's in, it sits and say it hears and it understanding all these denominations, religion, and interpretations and belief, but then nobody fall under the protocol of spirit and truth. What's wrong with that picture? What's wrong with it? They still not following the protocol of he that said he would come and live in us and teach us. They don't want him to teach us. They are so into the world, call themselves teaching you all what you need to know, and 99.9 follow them. Let me get into my lesson that the Most High put into my spirit to allow me to bring this thing forward. I'm speaking to many, and those that I'm speaking to, I want you to know that this is a gift to you from the Most High Yah. Okay, this ain't a gift to flesh, okay, because if you let the flesh tell you, it's going to be exactly what they say, because the flesh then went into the system. The flesh is living by the system. That's why Revelation tells you, come out of her. He's talking about come out of the way of the system and come into the way of my light. Come into my spirit and truth. Teach that thing my way. Nope, you don't want to do that. You want to stay in her. And he told you to come out of her. You don't want to come out of that way. So the things that's happening on this earth with families, with fathers, with mothers, with children, has to do with you staying up in her. A system that have lied to you, and you took the way of the system instead of taking the way of Yah. Okay? So I want to first step into Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8 through 9. Now, what I'm going to do, and that's why I said many of you all might come in, I advise you to take this opportunity to take the way you came in the same way. You can take it out. I'm telling you all, that's your best bet. Because this message is strictly spirit and truth. It ain't for the clowns. Okay, this is not a clown show. This is spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. I'm going to break it down in the spirit realm and bring it up in the natural. And 99.9 of y'all run your tails all over these platforms, running where? To and fro, thinking you understand and you got it and you can comprehend what somebody's saying. You can't. Spirit and truth with the light in your right hand, you just cannot comprehend it. Because your flesh will not accept light. It's not used to hearing from the light. It's not used to hearing from spirit and truth. It's used to hearing what the flesh and the tradition has taught you throughout all your time you have been living. But I'm going to pull up and pull out. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. You hear that, adult children? You hear that, teenagers? And I'm gonna give you a way out. Let me give you a way out. Get your butt off this page, because this is not for you. Okay? Mothers and fathers, this message might not be for you. If you're walking in darkness and you're the serpent seed, you already know what this lady's about to talk about has nothing to do with me. You 100% correct. Because what he gave me is what he wanted us to understand it in spirit and truth. 99.9 of y'all bring your tails over here, have no spirit and truth in you, and call yourself righteous. Okay, so here it is, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8 and 9. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Verse 9, for they shall be a ornament of grace. Oh, say that again, Deborah. They shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. Now you got these European got a chain wrapped around your neck, choking your tail, a yoke. And you hear every word they direct you to believe. Every system they pull up, you embrace. Every order, every delusion, you salute. But this message is spirit and truth. This is not for the flesh. This is strictly for the spiritual man, the spiritual woman. This is not for everybody. So the same way you come in, walk on out, because I'm going to break this down. In Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 8 through 9, he talks about a son. He's given this instruction to a son. He's saying, hear the instructions of thy father. 99.9 of you all today don't have a father. You got a father, a blood father, but you haven't had a father. Oh, Deborah, where are you going? I'm going all the way. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm heading. I'm going all the way. So he says, my son, hear the instructions of thy father. Now, how is it that these children are to hear the instruction of a father that they never had? They got a father, but they never had a father. Oh, back that thing on up, Deborah. They got a father, but they never had a father. And forsake not the law of thy mother. Wait a minute. When did mama pull up with a law? The kingdom know about it. So why is it you don't know? Because you've been living the way of this world, and the world been living in you. You don't think you have no respect for nothing heavens has created in an order. See, heavens created in an order, and you took it out. And y'all run around here thinking y'all tail saved. Run around here thinking you full of the Holy Spirit and the Ruach HaKodesh. You thinking you gonna get on that first plane to the rapture. You thinking you getting up out of here. The Most High speaking to a people, y'all. And the people that he's speaking to are spiritual beings that's walking behind him. He's not saying, my son, hear the instruction of a father. He's only charging those that are rooted in the spirit, that their father follow him, follow the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. See, a lot of you all have disrespected your mother and you thought you got away with something. Baby, let me tell you what he said that's behind you after you thinking you done everything you possibly can and said everything. This platform is booming with people making money to make you look like a fool in the kingdom. While you running around here chasing all these therapists and these counseling and these YouTube people who telling you your mother did this, your mother did this, your father did this, your father did this, your parents did this, your parents. When you finish, all of that trash you talking about don't meet the protocol of the father. Okay? Now it might meet the protocol of a parent that's under in the world, but the respect still has to be there. You still have to respect them in a form of honoring them. But in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8 through 9, it says, my son, hear the instruction of thy father. How can you hear instructions of your father if there's not a father in your life and haven't been? Oh, we're going to get to that point. And forsake not the law of thy mother. Wait a minute, when did mama give a law? Mama always had a law. She gonna carry you 9 months, birth you, and bring you up. We ain't talking about how she brought you up and the way she brought you up, because if you really understand the truth, we all then came up in some chaos, but we have to know where we stand in this spiritual mission and what Yah has called us to. What is this law that the mama had? Mama has a law, whether you like it or not. You see what I'm saying? Mama has a law, whether you like it or not. I know it. It's not something you willing to deal with. You broke the protocol of the law of the kingdom of your mother long time And you think the world gonna justify, clarify, and identify and make you feel that you in some sort of righteous level of right, because you wants to disrespect and dishonor your mother and your father. Go on. He got a plan for that. He got a very good plan. People run around here and wonder why the children are the way that they are. Guess what, y'all? When we show you how stupid and dumb 99.9 of you all are, because you are of the world, you have no idea. It's still following the protocol of the Father. Everything that y'all can get on these internets and try to search and look for, guess what? Heaven's already checked. Heaven's prophesied. Heaven's broke it down. He brought it in and he broke it down. And just because you already follow the way of the world and the delusion to make you think that the protocol can find a fault here, here, and here, when heaven's already told you it's got to go this way, this way, this way, this way. Y'all been out of the protocol of what is righteous. See, y'all stand on righteous and truth. He's not going to put a righteous and truth standard down here for us, and we see the way of the world more fitting and filling, make us feel right, make our emotions be right, make our choices be the way of the world, and then this is how the world is in the position that it's in. But guess what? Heaven knew that it would be. So all this here family chaos, guess what? Heaven already got it wrote in and wrote out. Guess where it's at? Next to your name. See, that's what I say. People are so sick. In the spirit, they are so sick because everything is taking place. No matter what order you chose to put it in, guess what? The heavens already got you wrote in that way. He got you wrote in and you wrote out. He got your day coming into your mother's womb and the day that you're going out, and everything that you have disrespect according to his order. Not your order, not the order of the world that says, no, we're going to redo his order. They have done an excellent job with Satan now. They have done an excellent job supporting Satan and turning this world to do what y'all say go left, the world say go right. Y'all say go light, the world say let's go dark. Y'all say go good, the world go bad or evil and wicked. Anything the Most High has created out of the heavenly order, we done took it and made it a worldly order. And we thinking we gonna end up somewhere else outside of the world in which we've been serving. You follow the world protocol, when that's what you're gonna die, in the world's protocol. And when it's time where everything is split up in twos and two directions, you're going where the world has led you, okay? Because the kingdom of eternal, he had a protocol. He didn't ask you to okay his protocol. He spoke it and expect you to walk therein. And because the world wants to take everything he said, go A, B, you want to go down there to Y, Z, and he told you, no. Stand down. Stand in A, Z. Oh, no, A, B. No, we don't want A, B. We want to go down here to Y, Z. You think he's going to change your this here? No, he ain't. You think he going to come and live in you? No, he ain't. You already wrote in eternal destiny, just as you are down here clowning. The way you clowning on this earth and going up against every protocol that he correct from his own level, he made it righteous. And you all got y'all tails down here making it unrighteous and thinking y'all doing something because the world is embracing your nonsense. So then it says in verse 9, for thou shall be they, meaning your parents shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about your neck. Check. Write that down. Let me see, and one of y'all break that down. Break that down. I know that you can't. You won't even try, because the world has got your mind so full of you so righteous and you so just to be evil and wicked against your parents. But let me, if you just hold on a little while longer, And I'm speaking to only those who have an ear to hear. If you ain't got an ear to hear, meaning a spiritual ear to hear, kick rocks, go somewhere and sit down. Because you ain't defending nothing up in here. Up in here. I'm speaking spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. Stand your tail down and get somewhere and sit down. The same door you came in, go out that one. Even if you got to back up, back it up and get out of here. Okay? So here, no one would be able to take Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8 through 9 and put it in a category of what they have taught these young adults and as adults toward their parents to conduct themselves. I noticed something else. I noticed it. I said, Father, where are they getting all this stuff from? The world. Darkness is creating a way out for them so they won't have to own. They won't have to repent. They won't have to do it the way Yah, the Most High Yah, said to do it. Oh, when the world will give you another way out so you don't have to do what he say. Baby, you ain't done what he said no way. So that's why I say this message ain't for you. So when you get, I want y'all to write down Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8 through 9. And if you can switch what that says over, no, you can't. I ain't going to give you that opportunity to even think you got the sense enough to do that. Because you don't. It is what it says that it is. It says, my son, hear the instructions of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. How can you have any law of your mother when you're disrespecting her 24/24 because you get on all of these platforms and they tell you mother did this, mother did this, mother did this. Okay, let's back that thing up and land that thing down. Bring in one of those things to the surface. Show me, even if you can get books that told you that mothers always did, like y'all talking about today. You ain't gonna find it. You can never say you represent a creator with that nonsense in your heart. That's called hate. He only given that type of hate to the serpent seeds. He only allowed that type of hate to those who are born to follow their flesh. They the one that have that type of hate. Oh yeah, I'm boiling up now. Okay, I'm taking the pot off the eye because the water is fully boiled. It's no way you're gonna find nothing on this earth that justify nothing you said about your mother nor about your father. Nothing can override what the kingdom have already seen. So before I finish, you're gonna understand exactly where I'm coming from, and then you're gonna say, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Right now, you ain't got the sense to make anything sense. Because it's tapping in, it's hitting home run. It's hitting you. Okay? And I'm speaking to, when I say mothers and parents, I'm speaking to my mother, me treating my mother and my father a certain way. My father passed away, and people of any age. When you finish, the only way I can talk this is because I walk this. Okay? See, I ain't talking out of my rear end. This is what I know. Okay? So let me go to Exodus. Oh, wait a minute, Father. We going back to Exodus? We going back to Torah? We finna go back to what they call the old? We're gonna bring that up. Let's pull on in with it, Deborah. It's been existing. My word is not their words. Bring my word out of their words. That means bring that light out of darkness. In the end days, that which is in the dark shall come to the light. And that's what I'm bringing before you all. I know what, you can't make it make sense, can you? Make yourself make sense. Okay? So Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother. Now, why, Father? This is what I said. I was just being funny, though. I said, Father, but you said honor the both. Where along the line do people think that the man has inherited so much to where every time you told him to honor thy father, you told him to honor thy mother equally? Because in heavens, he knew he created feminine and masculine out of himself. Just because y'all done took it and slung it to the left and made it stay to the left. And your bishops, your priests, your apostles, your prophets, your prophetess, your Moorings, your seers, your watchmen, ain't nobody correct you to tell you that that has been a lie. You still living the lie. And I'm like saying, Father, how long are they gonna continue to live the lie? Until I destroy the lie itself. So you see how y'all clowning on this earth? He ain't busting a move to change nothing y'all doing. Cause why? He got it in the kingdom written. So you think he gonna come down here and correct something when in the kingdom it is what? Written. Something y'all don't know about. Why? Because y'all not under spirit and truth. You under this dark world that's teaching out all these different religions, all these different denominations, all these different precepts and lines of lies. So the Father said, I give them a little something, Deborah. I said, oh, Father, you pour that delusion on them. They really never going to find their way home. And the delusion already been poured out. We are at that end, baby. And I mean the end day of whatever time. Now, it ain't time. How would I say it? Where we are at is called in that day. That's where we at. Oh, yeah. We didn't enter into tribulation. And y'all out here playing. Thinking y'all at the circus. Okay, Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy mother, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah given thee. You see how he giving it to you? He given thee. Listen to this. Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy Yah given thee, long upon the land. So everybody who thinking that have come to the knowledge that they are the people that's going to be getting up out of here, you ain't gonna have no long life going to Mount Zion. Your life gonna end right in this land right here. Where you in this land, acting like this world, dealing with this world, believing every system of this world, walking with the system, talking with the system, playing in the system, eating in the system, thinking in the system, sleeping in the system. He already told you, come out of her. And you telling him, no, this is where I was born. This is where I've lived. This is where I'm going to die. Good. That's why he didn't say it number one time, come out of her. Because he know who's coming out and who ain't. He already got it written. Okay? You see, that's why I say to y'all, y'all think y'all got it made down here. Because y'all can swing all these different platforms. And y'all can put your 2 cents in. No, don't bag that down with 2. Give them 1. 1 cent in. And you don't know a rat's behind from your own. But you down here thinking you can tell somebody something. How you gonna be able to tell anybody anything when you don't have spirit and truth living in you? You don't have that right hand that is the light to show you the darkness that's in this world. So here he's telling you in Exodus. Now it's going way back in Torah. So would it lead me to understand that, Father, you mean since the beginning, they still ain't follow your protocol? He said they never did. They never did, Deborah. And I hate to say it like that because it brings sorrow to me to realize that that's why I have to endure and long suffer. Being down here is to sit and watch exactly what Noah in the ark had to watch. Sit and watch it. What Yeshua had to come down here and endure and long suffer. Being 100% righteous in Yah and Yah in him, walking among 100% unrighteous people. That's some sort of enduring. That's some sort of long suffering. I have to long suffer trying to get on here and explain to those who are spirit and truth because they keep going on the deep end with darkness. Because I ain't speaking with darkness. I ain't speaking to the world. So you can kick rocks up out of this page because I ain't speaking to you. This don't apply to you. Now here it is. He taking me all the way back to Exodus chapter 20, verse 12, showing you where he done told them way back there to honor their mother and their father. didn't he just say the Father? Because he know from his creation, he brought them into a oneness as equal. The world took them out of equal. But he still lined them right back in when he said commandment is to love. I command. It ain't commandments. It's to command you. I command you. And that's where another thing this world took away from what he said from the kingdom. Y'all been from the kingdom saying my command you. I command you, Deborah. Deborah, I command you. I command you, Deborah. I command you. And these fools out here put it under the category of commandment and make everybody lose the respect of his command. Don't get on this devil platform thinking you can tell me nothing. So here he is saying that thy days may be long. They want to play with it. That's why you see so many young people died. That's why you see more elderly people living than young people. Because they've been disrespecting their parents and not honoring their mother and father. 99.9 ain't had a father to honor because the father don't give a rat's behind for them to even want to have anything to do with them. So what does it leave you in? It leaves you. I left my Bible into the my instruction book into the house where I can pull up where the father had already prophesied that the children is going to be the oppressors of the parents. Oppressors. This world is oppressing us already. You mean to tell me the children going to oppress us too? Yes, Deborah. Yes, Deborah. Yes, Deborah. I said it, and it's going to be, and it has been, and the world is in full denial, especially the adult children that's losing their lives by a great number and wondering, and no one's talking about it, no one's teaching it, no one bringing it up. They losing their lives by great numbers, and nobody ain't said a rat's behind about it. You know why? It's following the protocol of what he just said. That thy days may be long upon the land in which the Most High has given thee. You can't live long disrespecting the protocol from the kingdom. Who told y'all that mess? You can't disrespect the order from the kingdom and think your day's gonna be long. Look at how many women and men have left out of here, and their children is left fatherless and motherless. Now one of you will get into your study and study that. You don't want to, because you know why you wouldn't study it? It brings too much light. Ooh, tell them, Deborah. It brings too much light out of the darkness. What's in the darkness? That they hide in the fact that while they running around here disrespecting the order, the protocol from the kingdom, he said you honor and you honor your mother and your father so your days will be long, and then you send y'all dumb tails around here wondering why everybody is dying. Ain't even got to be a grandmother, ain't even seen their children grow up to graduate out of elementary or 8th grade or a high school or a college. Why? Because you're dead. That's what you call the protocol. And you wonder what's going on. And if I had something to say, you know what he'll do? He'll chop me down. The Most High will chop me down to the lowest song. Don't come up to me asking this, and don't come up thinking I'm going to change this, Deborah. It is written. They done read it over and over and over and over, and nobody taught their children the righteous word of the Most High, y'all. But then y'all want to stand y'all tails down here and justify why you want to be disrespectful and dishonor your parents. You broke the protocol of the kingdom. I don't give a rat's behind what this world told you it is. The world is the world. It serves Satan. So you see who you serving? And just imagine where you're eternal. I know it. You ain't worried about it. Oh, you're going to cross that bridge when you get to it, baby. Guess what? Do your study. See how many young people are leaving off of here. See how many fatherless and motherless children are being left with no mother and no father. Check. You better check that thing. I know it. Y'all don't want to check it. See, that's the thing about it. That's why I say don't come to this page talking a bunch of monkey crap. Because what I'm speaking is spirit and truth. Something that many of you all don't want to hear. You know why? You're the serpent seed. And you know what the serpent seed is? He said there's two type of people born, Deborah. One born of the spirit and one born of the flesh. You connected to that one that's born of the flesh, that believe that the world and its fleshly ways of doing things is the righteous way. These adult children are making justified reason of why they mother this way or they daddy this way. What about the kingdom protocol? Pull up that. Now one would pull that up because they'll find righteous in it. They'll find just. They'll find the light in it. That'll show them if you keep running your tail around here thinking you got the upper hand because all these children are disrespecting their parents, you ain't winning nothing over. The kingdom had already prophesied it. Not only did it prophesy it, he said it is written, Deborah. It's already written in the kingdom that y'all was going to do that. So you ain't out here trying to show up and show out. Your mama ain't done nothing to you. Your daddy ain't done nothing to you. I don't care what it is. Haven't had it wrote in and wrote out already. So where are you at? Like it is on the earth as it is and was in the kingdom. So you ain't coming down to this earth changing no protocol of the kingdom, baby. You got your tail down here walking what the kingdom already got wrote in. So how in the rats behind is y'all gonna think you're gonna change the protocol of y'all? And then you wonder why all these people died. Pull on up, Deborah. They don't get it. Now we get to Ephesians. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 1 through 3. Children, obey. And then I stopped. I said, hold up, Father. Hold up, Father. Can you expect these children to obey when they don't even obey you? How do you expect these children to honor their mother and father when they don't even honor you? How do you expect them to obey their mother and father when they don't obey you? It's no such thing. Y'all just been fools all your living. I don't care how old you are. You're too old to be too stupid to not comprehend what is righteous from unrighteous. Now listen to this. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. It said the Lord. When I see that, I look at in the power that created it to be this way. For this is right. When I see that, this is righteous. Pull it up again, Deborah, so they can get that. Because I think that just didn't hit out the ballpark and they missed it. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 1. Children, obey your parents. And I said to the father, how do you expect them to obey their parents when they don't obey you? You got to find that out. And then it said, in the Lord. This is right. I said, but Father, how is they going to obey their parents and it's right? He said, Deborah, back it up, pull it up, and land it down. He's talking to righteous ones. He ain't talking to you. He know what you are. He already got you written. He know you ain't come down here to obey your parents. He know that you ain't come down here to stand in the lane of righteous. He know that already. So you ain't pulling no wool over his head. He already got you written. So all this mess y'all see down here on the earth, guess what? Heaven had it wrote in and wrote out. So you ain't making nobody blind but yourself. Okay? So when I went to see and obey, and I said, they don't even obey you. He said, I ain't talking to them. That's why you know the message to honor your mother and your father and to obey your mother and your father, obey your mother-in-law. This is to those that are spiritual, not those that are the serpent seed. So you see why they're out here disrespecting their mother? Because they're born as the serpent seed, and they are the serpent seed born to walk out the flesh. That means they base everything on the way they feel, their emotion, their personal opinion, and the system that tells them that we were paid to counsel you because your parents did this to you. That's the world, people. So grown daughters and grown sons, you were born to walk in the world. And that's why You don't have the respect of the protocol from the kingdom. He didn't ask you to check your mama. He didn't ask you to check your daddy. He asked you to follow his order, and he'll make it right for you. So that's why it ain't right for you. And you're breathing it through your grandchildren and the grandchildren, and they keep going. And many of you losing your lives, and your children are losing their lives. Why? Because you broke the protocol and calling it righteous. He said, Deborah, they turned something over. And I'm saying, what is that? What do you mean? Deborah, they turned bitter and made it sweet. They turned sweet and made it bitter. They turned dark into light, light into darkness. They turned good into evil and evil into good. So you see why they walking in the unrighteous order, calling it right? Everything in them justify, clarify, and identify their disrespectful heart toward their parents, because it's in them. Two people came down, serpent seed, the spiritual seed. And when they came down, the serpent seed come to follow the flesh. The spiritual seed came to follow the spirit of God. Hello, which seed are you? You see, y'all run around here monkey on all these pages. He told Daniel they're going to be going 2 and 4, looking for some knowledge. Ain't no knowledge, ain't no understanding going to come to you. The understanding is the Holy Spirit. That's the creator. He ain't coming to meet you. So you go on running 2 and 4. See what you going to gain. Because when it all said and done, he put too much righteous on this earth. Too much light. Too much spirit and truth for you all to keep tagging behind somebody that ain't teaching you spirit and truth, not revealing the light in all this darkness, and you following them thinking you going somewhere. You going somewhere, you just don't know where it's headed. So here he says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 2, honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first command, not commandment. You all got to take, when people talk about and you hear commandment, take that mess down. Put the word command. Put some power behind that. Y'all running around, commandments, that's weak. It's command. The Most High, y'all command you to do this. Oh no, y'all don't hear it like that. You know why? When you in the world, you hear the word the world tells you. Because they know that it's going to cost you to do everything against what he said. Because you don't hear it the way he said it. See, he using his power, saying he using it just like gospel. A lot of them run around here gospel thinking it's what these preachers and these bishops and these priests and apostles and these pastors, all of them talking about the gospel. They don't even know what the rats behind they talking about. The gospel is the power of who the creator is. So stand your tails down thinking you know something and you don't. Let's keep going on. He said, honor the father, Ephesians chapter 2. Honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first command with a promise. Woo-wee. Me knowing the Father since I was 4, I wouldn't mess with that. And if I had an issue with my mother and my father, I get it right. Because he said, with promise. See, y'all thought it was something played with. But see, what you didn't, they never taught you when he said and Yah said, or when God said, as the Western put God, but when Yah say, he means what he say and he say what he means. Oh, yeah, I know y'all can flip the script. That's on you. But it ain't everything he say gonna stand. He said this, and here is a promise. So you wonder why everybody died. You wonder why all these people killing each other. Let's rumble right now. We're finna rumble. Verse 3. That it may be well with thee, and may live long on the earth, and thou may live long on the earth. See, he's giving you a promise. So y'all tails wondering why all these people getting killed, especially Judah. Y'all send y'all tails around, wonder why they killing each other and they getting killed and all this. But didn't he say, wait a minute, hold up. Didn't I command you an order? Did not I command you? So you gonna believe what the world tell you after I command you from the kingdom. The world told you from the earth. But I command you from the kingdom, and the world told you from the earth. I command you from the kingdom, and the world told you from the earth. And you rather go the way the world say? I tell you what, let them keep dropping. So me, myself, as a prophetess in the wilderness, I would say to the Father throughout my teenager, even my years of now, Father, you ain't gonna bust a move. Bust a move for what? The move been bust in the kingdom, Deborah. That's the only move I'm gonna bust. What I already have written in the kingdom for this earth. They need to bust a move in the righteous lane. I ain't busting a move to clear up nothing they down here doing, because they doing it against my protocol. So you can walk your tail around here and get a pastor, a bishop, and anybody you want to tell you your mother wronged you, your father wronged you. But let me tell you something. When it come down to righteous and he's speaking to the spiritual seed, you better get it right. And if you ain't the spiritual seed, you about right what you doing. You can feel that way about your mother and your father, because you're going to go that same route they go. You're going to repeat it because your father is in you. You're going to repeat that same cycle, because when you practice, when you look at hate one way and not dealt with the hate within you, guess what? You just going to repeat what you was hating. I know ain't nobody ever told y'all that, but that's what you call spirit and truth. You just going to repeat the same hate. It's just you probably got a long ways for your children to get to that level for you to see it. And that's why you in full denial that, nah, it ain't gonna happen to me. I do my kids, it don't matter what you do. It don't make no difference the way you do your children, how you bring your children up separate from the way your mother brought you up and your father brought you up. But guess what? Y'all gonna let that same thing that roll off your mouth to your parents roll on to your children for you. See, if you wanna mess with him, he'll mess with you. Okay, so here he told us in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1 through 3, that his role is going to come back. He said that it may be well with thee, and thou may live long on the earth. Okay, and you're wondering why? You cannot correct the ways of your mother. You cannot correct the ways of your father, because the ways of your father lives in you, and the ways of your mother come through you from her father and his father, but it always the sperm that mess the children up, no matter which way it comes. So the ignorance of these adult children is they looking at the mama trying to figure out, well, how can I ruin her because she ruined me? Break the generational curse, fool. That's how you do it. You beat it by defeating it, not repeating it. You beat it by defeating it, repeating it. But see, they think, why do they repeat it? They're serpent seed. They're born to walk the world in their flesh. That means everything that they do, they say, they live by, they walk by, they sleep by, they think by, they function by, is by their emotions and feelings that gets the best of them to show them that you are come here as a serpent seed to follow your flesh. See, a lot of people didn't know that when you follow your flesh, you are the serpent seed. And I wanted to say I apologize, but the Father said, no, you don't. Because it's written already, Deborah. Speak that truth. Don't apologize for truth. Speak that truth. It's written already. Either you come down as two, the serpent seed or the spiritual seed. Hello, one or the other. So here we go. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 20. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 20. Whosoever curse his father. See, you don't even have to put your hand on your father. The Father don't want you cursing your father. Because when you curse your father, you curse yourself. Why? Because your father is in you. You see stupid? You see how stupid people are? He said, I will visit the father, the iniquity of the father, 3 to 4 generations in the father. So y'all running around here with your father, sin, iniquity, and you're roaring up with your mama when he already told you it's your father living in you that's battling your mama and your mama battling you. All this time you thinking mama did, mama did. You never thought that, wait a minute, what is in me to make mama do this? Daddy in you. The same one that left you is in you. Now you got to blame what? The one that's there. Is she perfect? No, she ain't. She probably ain't never been. Well, I'm gonna break that generation curse. I'm gonna crack that wide open. Do that. Instead, you repeat her same cycle, as if you're doing something to clear up the curse that's in you. You making a fool out of yourself and breeding it to the next generation. 99.9 of you in this world have no idea Yah in the kingdom took the protocol to come down man. Man holds the seeds. So you got to blame men for any way that you are, but you're too ignorant to comprehend it. Because man wants you to keep thinking that it's woman. He can leave you and never see you, never feed you, never put a roof over your head, but you will still be looking at woman. You see how that protocol of the world? Y'all said, man, you took woman. man, father ain't never seen you, ain't never to put a roof over you, ain't never done nothing. Mama might been on drugs and she might have had a roof but didn't have food and didn't have this, but you never turned to the one that Yah, the Most High, allowed them. Because guess what? Those were his sperms. You was his sperms. There's a verse, it's 2 verses in your study guide that lets you know when it's said and done, the Father said, I will bring the children back into the Father and the Father back into his children. You know what? Because the protocol from heaven was always resting in the men's sperm. He is the one that held the children. Anything you want to search for in the children, all you have to do is go to the Father and you will find out who you are. 99.9 of these women that have the level of hate for their mother. Do you know right now they have no idea who their father was, who their father is, who he was first. You got to first know who he was. Then you got to know who he is. Then you'll wake up and shake up. And then you'll see your ugliness in you. And wonder why you can't convince mama in what she did. Because daddy living in you and he was just as worse as she was. And you couldn't see you because you were so busy seeing her because you needed somebody to blame to get you out of what you found out you was living, which is your daddy's sin. Your daddy wicked. Your daddy evil. The Bible printed in there at least 15 times. Your study guide. I will visit the iniquity and the sin of the father throughout the children. And I know they'll tell y'all tales a lie 24/24. I'm here for spirit and truth and the light. I have to bring light out of darkness, y'all. I have to speak spirit and truth. You know what that means? You know what that means? You know what that means? The Holy Spirit is in me. He's charged me to speak spirit and truth. You know what spirit and truth is? And truth and spirit is? Sure, 99.9 don't know. Because they so busy living off their flesh. Okay? So listen to what Proverbs 20:20 said. Whosoever curse his father or his mother. Oh, no, you didn't, Father, y'all. Did you go there? Yeah, take him there, devil. Go on, take him. His lamp shall be put out in obscurity, darkness. But wait a minute. Solomon, hold up. That's my brother, Solomon. These people today, they don't comprehend nothing like this. So, yeah, it's over. So what they don't comprehend? He's giving you an opportunity to even speak it out, but they don't comprehend that. What the Father say he gonna do? So whosoever curse his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscurity, darkness. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. So you let this world keep telling you it's okay to be disrespectful to the ones that Yah put you in and gave you. He didn't say I got to see who's perfect, who's good, who's great, who's excellent, who's drug free. He didn't do that because when your mama and daddy laid down, they laid down in sin and in iniquity to bring your ugly tail forth. You want to act a fool? You got a fool right here with you. I'm a mother of 6 adult children from 46 to 24. And I need to have all 6 of them sitting here before you. And they would tell you, this woman don't play. We don't have no problem with our mother. I don't go, somebody said something earlier. My sons, they'll tell you, my mama ain't never led our life. She ain't never get in our business. She don't get into our living. She may say what she feel is righteous and use a fool to think I'm not supposed to. You see? You see, it's all, it's this thing called boundaries, everybody call it. That's a demonic spirit if you don't use it in the proper protocol. Because that boundary give a lot of them escape ways of saying, I'm going to do this my way and no way. I don't care how wrong it is. I'm right. I'm going to put up a boundary. Use a fool. Use a fool. Because this world got you believing that the boundaries mean that you can set boundaries from for unrighteous purpose, because that's all your boundaries is for. Because if you do right, he said if you do righteous, you wouldn't have to set up a boundary. Righteous will set it up for you. You see what I'm saying? You're doing too much for eternal reason. And I get it. I salute it, Father. I get it. Okay? Now, he's saying in Proverbs 20 and 20 that Yah is going to put out your lamp. That means your eternal lamp. Oh, look for hell. Disrespecting, cursing his mother and father, his lamp shall be put out in obscurity, darkness. You're going to hell. Tell me the kingdom don't play. I don't care what protocol down on this earth. Y'all follow every rule and regulation of this earth. But now one of you think to follow the respectful protocol of the kingdom that created all things. When your mother and your father lay down, they lay down in sin, they get up in sin, and there you are, born in iniquity and sin. What do that mean? Flesh. What part of that y'all don't understand? So it ain't nothing good about 2 drug heads, 2 alcoholics, or 2 people messing with each other. When a man go and mess with a child 10 years old and the child get pregnant, tell me it can't happen, because I taught in a school that had 10-year-olds pregnant. So come there telling me. But do you see any righteous in that? But what is it? Sin, baby. Sin. So that's why I say this world be talking about Epstein and all he doing. You're doing the same doing thing, because you still haven't been checked and told whatever your flesh do, it is of the flesh. When the spirit of Yah come in you, you begin to be a new creature. Old things pass away. You tend to walk different, talk different, think different, do things different, see things different. And everything you seeing and doing and walking and talking is clearly in the light. You all tales are walking in all kind of darkness and calling it righteous. Just, my mama did it, my mama. You don't even understand what your mama and your daddy sat down and laid down and did. They had sex, meaning they sinned. And they did iniquity to bring your flesh forward. So what's good about that? Nothing. Check. Go back to David, and David had break it down to you. He said, I was born in sin, and I was conceived in sin, and I was born in iniquity when his mother had him. When your mother and father had you, it was among sin and iniquity. You see, God never knew. But this shows you the mindset of people that never grip light. See, you thought because a woman, a child is born in and a man laying down and run, oh, this is the will of God. No, that's the will of the flesh. The will of the Father comes when your butt is burnt and you come out. He gives you his breath of life. That's when he pull up. He don't pull up up until then. A child is not a child because he's living off his mother's breath. It's when he's born into the world. And the Holy Spirit of the Most High said, why do you think the first thing the doctor's trying to do? They forget the mother, they forget everything. They working on that baby trying to get that first breath. But to the Spirit of the Holy Spirit come in, not the Holy Spirit, but the breath pull up. That child gonna be a dead child sitting on, born in born from sin and in iniquity. Check. Go do your study. 99.59 of y'all don't understand none of that. You don't mentally you gone. And it wasn't that you was gone today. You been gone. See, y'all don't really embrace righteous and what is righteous. You're so busy embracing darkness and wicked and evil to no righteous want to have nothing to do with y'all tails. They don't even want to pull up beside you. They don't want to, the light said, get away from me. I don't want no part of them. Because this is how much wicked y'all are full of. So it says in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 1, the Proverbs of Solomon, a wise son make a glad father. His father is glad because he's wise. Where did he get this wise? The wisdom of Yah. The wisdom of what y'all call God is a gift from God. That's why the father is glad. He's glad to have a wise son making a glad father. You know why? To be a wise son is the wisdom of the Most High Yah. His son got the wisdom of Yah, and he glad. But a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Notice the foolish son don't play any role with the father. He don't give a rat's behind about him. He don't care about him. He only care about the son that got the spiritual wisdom from the Most High Yah. But the foolish son is a heaviness to the mother. Do you know why? 99.9 of y'all too ignorant to know. It's because a mother gonna love, as the world call love, her children in spite of if he's wise or if he's foolish. See how ignorant you men and you women are? Disrespecting your mother. And this here in Proverbs 10 and 1. A father is glad because his son has wisdom, because that's the wisdom that Yah has given him. A spiritual wisdom. There's two wisdom. There's a wisdom of the world and there's a wisdom that's spiritual. This father is glad because his son got wisdom of the Most High God. And then he turned around and said, but a foolish son is heaviness, is heavy, like heaviness of his mother. Because a mother gonna love the wise son and she gonna love the foolish son. Make it make sense. Y'all can't. You ain't gonna find nothing in no biblical book telling you that a mother is doing what these adult children saying that they doing. You ain't gonna find it in the book. It's nowhere to be found. The Most High from the kingdom left word to y'all that your mother gonna be like these adult children are saying that they are today. You's a liar from the pit of hell. That's why you ain't gonna find it. Go find the lost books, the found books, or any book you want. You just gonna find your lie in you. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1 and 3. Hear ye children, instructions of your father, and attend to no understanding. You know what he said? Children, the instructions of your father leads to knowledge of Yah and Yah's understanding. That's what he's talking about. 99.9 to be on here thinking you know something that don't know nothing. Can't even grip what that just said. What was just said. See, hear ye children, the instructions of a father, it leads to knowledge of Yah, the Most High God, and understanding. Knowledge of the understanding. But knowledge is a spiritual. You get knowledge in your flesh, you get knowledge in the spirit. This knowledge is spiritual, and it's taking you to the spiritual understanding. So this is why it's telling you, children, pay attention This is what the instruction of a father that is righteous. A righteous father will give the instruction that leads the children to no understanding. No understanding can also fall under knowledge of the understanding. What is the understanding? It's the Most High, the Creator Himself. I know your pastor, your bishop, your apostle, your preacher, all these prophets and prophetesses is telling y'all all this monkey mess. Y'all ain't never gripped that, did you? You didn't know the Father of creation was all understanding, did you? You ain't gonna know. Because if you're the spiritual seed or if you're the serpent seed, you ain't gonna know. Verse 2 said, for I give you good doctrine. See that? He's telling you good doctrine. That's the spiritual doctrine. Forsake ye not the law. Forsake ye not the law. This is from good doctrine. You know what I'm saying? See, there's two laws. I know they never told y'all. There's two laws. There's a law of the flesh, which need to be for a land, a people. Y'all still orchestrated it. But it's for the people. But there's a law of the spirit that's different from the law of the flesh. Sit down. You don't know nothing. You never knew nothing. So then what did he say? For I was the Father's son, tender and only begot and only beloved in the sight of my mother. That's Solomon. He's telling you, in his father, his son, he was the tender, youth, young, and the only beloved in the sight of my mother. He's telling you there. Solomon was chosen David's son because of who David was to the Most High Yah. That's how Solomon also ended up inheriting everything. But Solomon was also the spiritual seed. No matter what he did at the end, he still was considered Yah's spiritual seed. And he's telling y'all something, especially the men. He's telling you something here. And I know it'll go over y'all heads because you still don't know spirit and truth. You don't know the light. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 20. In Colossians chapter 3 and verse 20, children, obey your parents in all things. For this is well pleasing unto the Lord. He's speaking to you, obey. What he means by that is this. He's speaking to the children that obey their parents. He's not telling you to obey them in the things that's unrighteous. He's telling you to obey if your parents is not telling you to go kill somebody and steal something or rob something or do, this is what he said. Don't try to make it too complex. Don't try to talk about well, my mama did, my daddy did, they did. He said, get it right. Because if it's any righteous in you, if there's any light in you, if you're born of the spirit and you're born of the light, born to walk behind the spirit, you will get it right. You see, the world never told y'all he did everything by tools. They give you every number on the face of the earth, but everything was created from the heavens by tools. Even the two books, one to the lake of fire and one to eternal kingdom. By tools. You were already placed in there before you even came down to the earth. Each and every last one of us. Our name and everything we were going to do, act, and say on this earth. That's why I say clown on if you want to. Because you're clowning, showing your eternal destiny. And he wants me to let you all know, anybody that walk in this type of way, you already know your eternal destiny. So you can clown up with your parents for the rest of your living. He ain't gonna give you too much of that because he told you how he gonna cut it short. You can clown up all you want. All you want. But when you finish, guess what? It marks your eternal destiny. See, the world called it generational curse. The Most High God called it the sins of the father. And because you all never did understand, you're supposed to go back and learn who your father was. So what, you ain't never seen him? So what, you ain't never known him? So what, you lived with him all your life? Learn where his family was. From him, his brother, his father, his father, his father, and it'll tell you how ugly you are. It'll nail you to the wall of who you are. That's where you can find it. You can even go back to mama's parents, father, and it's gonna nail you It's going to tell you who you are. While you walking your stupid tail around here trying to look at somebody to blame them so you can get away with everything you do. The Most High ain't going that route. He had a protocol that you had to follow. And if you didn't follow that, the only reason why you didn't is because there are two seeds came down here. A serpent seed and a spiritual seed. Which seed are you? Colossians chapter 20. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 20. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 20. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well. This is well pleasing unto the Lord. Obey. And questions with me, Father, how they going to obey their parents when they don't obey you? But I'm not talking to them, brother. I'm only talking to those who obey me. I'm telling them to obey your parents. See, y'all thought he was talking to you. He ain't talking to you. He know you ain't going to obey nothing. See? Two seeds. He's talking to the spiritual seed. He ain't talking to the serpent seed. Two seeds. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all reading this book, this instruction book, and don't understand. This instruction book is really talking to a people that Yah has been trying to correct to follow the way in which he has planted the spiritual seed in those, so that they will always be able to have a study guide. But when the Holy Spirit come on you, guess what? You gonna study and he gonna guide your tail. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 21. In Matthew chapter 10 and verse 21, it says, and brother shall deliver up brother to death. Now that's a blood brother. Blood brother gonna deliver up blood brother to death. Okay? Watch this here. And father their children. So see how ignorant y'all are? All this killing that's going on, and y'all thinking it just happened because it's happening. It's already written, people. It was written before anything was created. So it's going to have to follow what? The protocol. From where? From the kingdom in which it is written. So when you see these brothers killing, deliver, it says, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death. This is why you see, especially among all nations, but when you look at Judah, which is the melanated people, you can hang it up, because they were supposed to follow the call of the written word from the Holy Spirit. So he's telling us, and this is me telling you what he's already taught me. And the brother shall deliver up brother to death. You hear that? To death. So brothers gonna be killing brothers, okay? And fathers gonna be killing their children. Don't you see that? See how the Most High would take his elect and school them from the spiritual realm, letting them see what light is in the midst of darkness. He already told us that the father's gonna be killing their children. So when you see it, first thing you have to know, Father, you said it. Oh no, you don't. You walking around here helping them, finding somebody who you can kill, because it's being okay. Then it says, watch this here, and the children shall raise up against their parents, shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And y'all sitting y'all stupid tail on this earth, thinking, because y'all see the battle of the adult children toward the mother. Oh, the mother done this. She's a bad mother. She did this. She raised me this. She raised me that. Then here your stupid ugly tail come up with the sins of your father in the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And you ain't done no study on that. So you can break your generational curse. And then when you break the generational curse, you know what you do? Oh, mama, I'm sorry. But you ain't, when you're a serpent seed, you don't see no room to break no generational curse, because you don't think no curse is there. You just want to go after the only one that was there to even give you one loaf of bread for your whole life. You want to blame that one. Am I saying something? Yes, I'm a mother of 6 adult children. All my living, I used to hear people talk about how they children this and children this, and I see it for what it is now. I see it for what it is. Now, as my children treat me that way, no, I'm non-tolerant, in case y'all didn't notice that. I'll write your tail up and write your tail out. And you run around here talking about some boundaries. Sit your stupid tails down talking about boundaries. Boundaries, you ain't set no boundaries with Satan. Set some boundaries with him. maybe you'll get somewhere in righteous living. But you're going to set boundaries on the ones that y'all said that you're supposed to honor, you're supposed to respect, that you're supposed to obey. You're going to put a boundary on them, but then going to let Satan get in any way he want to. You's a fool. You's a fool. So in Matthew chapter 10, in Matthew chapter 10, verse 21, and the brothers shall deliver up a brother and to death. You hear that? He's letting you know male on male going to be killing each other. And to death. And the father killing their children. Where's mother? Mama, where you at? You see how stupid y'all sound as an adult children? You never understood that the curse of your father was following you all this time, and you thought mama was dealing with you at a level that was so unrighteous and so unjust. Baby, check your father history. First, you go back to your instructions and get all the verses that tells you that I'm going to visit your tail 3 to 4 generations from the father, because he knew he put the nations in the father with your sperms. And if you don't get too far with that, pull up in mama's father, and you will get your answers. And your stupid tail supposed to break the curse if you are spiritual, if you knew spirit and truth, if you were the light, you'll know, hey, there's some curses need to be broken here. And I'm going to stop. It's going to stop with me right here and now. Instead, y'all go out here and do the same doing thing. Don't know nothing about your blood fathers. And won't even search it either. They don't want to know nothing about their father. Because they want to live, continue the sin of the father shall follow the children 3 to 4 generations. That's why they don't want to go searching what daddy was, what daddy did, what daddy did. And when you finish, you're going to find out really who you were. And that's the only way you're going to repent to mama. Say, Mama, I see where you come from. And then if you don't get too far like you really need to, you search that one and search mama's father. So you'll see how ugly you really are. So you can break that ugly curse on you. Because if you think you're going to play the same game, and you're playing the same game, men and women, especially these women, you're playing the same darn game of the curse with your children. That's why I sit back and I think about how the Most High God tells me over and over, Deborah, it's over. It's over. Because I think about, Father, 6,000, 7,000 years. And these people still don't get it. Here it is. It's 2026. Now, they still, Deborah, we in the midnight hour. It's over. Father, no, Deborah, it's over. And all this stuff I'm talking, just imagine it started from the beginning. Thousands of years. And y'all still monkeying around. Calling your right, and everybody else right, wrong. And you ain't got a lick of spirit and truth resting in you. You don't have no light to bring out all this darkness. You got all these people on this devil platform talking about what he gonna do to America and all. What he gonna do with you? How about that? How you like me now? What he gonna do with you? You better check. Because many of us is going to be losing our living. Meaning this flesh life, you're about to lose it. While you trying to run with this country and run with this mess in this world, you're going to lose it. And you know what? Guess what? It's already written where you're going. So while you sitting here looking at me all cockeyed, you better try to get your eyes straightened out in the spirit realm. Okay? So here in Matthew chapter 10, verse 21, it says, and the father's going to be killing their children, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. Where do you see mama? Make it make sense. You can't. You ain't going to find nowhere where a mother is caught up in this mess. Because the father knew that the children would always be the beloved of the mother. Mama can be a crackhead on top of a crackhead. When she gets sober, that's my baby. She'll go back to even find her baby. When any time a person have a substance in their living, a lot of times they have this substance because the way living has treated them. But when you pull up, come on, pull up with some light. Break that generational curse. Instead, you step in it thinking you're going to defeat mama. You fools. Matthew, all you doing is trying to defeat the protocol from the kingdom. That's all you trying to defeat. You ain't trying to defeat mama. You trying to defeat the protocol that was called from the kingdom to the earth. And guess what? There's no end. So you can argue with mama. You can set your boundaries. You're so stupid. You got these people using this word boundaries out of total order. Set your boundaries with Satan and see how that turn out. Ah, yeah, right. Check. Let's see you set a boundary with Satan. I can guarantee you wouldn't have a boundary set up for him and have the audacity to set up a boundaries for the one that the Father said you must honor. You must respect. But you're going to put up a boundary. I'll tell you what, put up a boundary with Satan. Yeah, right. Right, you can't, can you? Because you loaded of his ways. Too many of his ways live in you, around you, about you. You ain't going to put up no boundary for Satan, or you ain't going to put a boundary up for him. Because you in him, he's in you. Y'all working this thing out against the ones that the protocol told you to honor. Sit y'all tails on down somewhere. And then he says in Matthew chapter 10, verse 35 through 36. I'm gonna break this all the way down for you all, because this is the ignorance of many of you all. 99.9 on the face of the earth. This is where you ignorant. Matthew chapter 10, verse 35 through 36. For I am. Oh, yeah, the kingdom done stepped down. In case a lot of y'all don't know who the I am is. I know you don't. It told you way back in Torah, way back in Exodus and Genesis and Numbers and Deuteronomy. But I am pulled up. This is what he says, Matthew chapter 10, verse 35. Wait a minute, ain't this the time of Yeshua? Jesus? But somebody done pulled up on him. See how ignorant y'all are? You have no idea somebody done pulled up on him. Somebody done pulled up on Jesus. Let's see who it is. Here it comes. Matthew chapter 10, verse 35 through 36. For I am come to set. Wait a minute. Man. Hold up, Father. Wait a minute. Father, y'all, in Matthew chapter 10, verse 35 says, for I am. Look like somebody done pulled up. I did, Deborah. Watch this here. Come. Wait a minute, Father, you come? Where you come from? To set a man. See that, y'all? Now one of you can grip what was just said. This is how you thought you was holy than thou. You thought you was full of the Holy Spirit. You thought you had the Ruach HaKodesh. You thought you knew precepts behind precepts, lying a little here and a little there. You thought you knew the word, but you don't know the word. You know words, but you don't know the word. Because right here, it seems like somebody pulled up on the Son of Man. And then he comes saying, for I am come. Then he says, to set a man at variance against his Father. We know Yeshua didn't come to do that. We know Yeshua didn't come, but somebody in here said, I am. Somebody saying, I am. What's this deal with you set? Father, when did you set this? Before the foundation of the world. Thereby, I set this in the kingdom. See how ignorant y'all are? Y'all sitting here trying to rule down here on this earth with this wicked and evil and this darkness, and fail to realize kingdom got it all set up and set out. While y'all down here clowning and acting a fool. Now he says here, for I am come to set a man in variance against his father. Wait. Sound like that's an adult son there, Father. Y'all hold up, Father. Y'all, I know that's you come. I know that's the I am. That's that Christ, that power of who you are that came down with the Son of Man. And I get it. But you saying you come down here to set it. What went wrong? Something went wrong again? Yes. That's why I had to be the one to separate the wheat from the tare. Because the wheat keep clowning and embedded with the terror. So this is what I did. I come to set it straight. See, y'all want to monkey around, think you know something, you don't know nothing. So he said, I come to set a man at variance against. And I said, hold up, Father God, hold up. Somebody's against. He said, yeah, that's how the kingdom created it. I created it by twos. There's 2 books for 2 different directions, one to the lake of fire, one to the eternal kingdom. I set it that way. Even on the earth is it set like it is in the heaven. Ooh-wee. So tell them again, Father, it's set. So you just running down here clowning, showing which book you are already written in. So every last one of you should already know this day. If you are bound to the book of hell, the lake of fire, or if you're bound to the eternal kingdom, you're walking it out right here as I speak. Even as I teach this, it depends on how you grip it. If you grip it in the darkness, then you're born to that book that leads to the lake of fire. If you grip it in the light, then you're born to the eternal, because only one can show you truth is through the light. Okay? So he says here, I various against his father. So he telling you a son as if an adult son is going to be against his father. Well, why would you want to do that, Father? Why? It was set like that from the kingdom. Okay, let's pull out. Let's pull up. And a daughter against her mother. Why would the daughter be against her mother? Why the daughter is against her mother? Why the daughter against her mother? Set from the kingdom. Watch this here. And a daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. I said, hold up. You didn't say son-in-law and father-in-law. You said daughter-in-law. Wait a minute. So what? The mother-in-law, the mother got the daughter-in-law. She got to deal with, and she got to deal against the daughter. Wait a minute. Pull up. What's going on? See, this is what I try to explain to you all. While y'all down here thinking you ruling the kingdom, you ruling your stupid tails. Because you don't rule nothing down here. I know you think you running. I don't give a rest behind what you think you got, where you think you're going, what you think you have. You don't rule nothing down here. All you're doing is the many needs of those who, the billionaires that rule this country. You just think you in there because you got a little who they are. Rule, power. And it's only based on what little you got, you think, that gives you that power and that rulership. But what happens here, he's talking about the kingdom. He's telling you the kingdom had already separated them. And when the Messiah came down, he come down to seal that, to set it. I come to set it straight. I put the father against the son. I put the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law. I did that. You know who he talking about? He didn't separate the seeds, y'all. So if you're the spiritual seed, he didn't separate the spiritual seed from the serpent seed. That's what he put against. I'm tired of the wheat trying to mingle with the tare, and the tare trying to mingle with the wheat. I'm going to set it straight. That was a part of the Messiah dying on Calvary, is to break up all this trash that's down on this earth. And that darkness is the same as light, and light is the same as darkness. The wheat is the same as the tare, and the tare is the same as the wheat. When I come to send him to, I said it, for when he died, it's going to break all the protocol. And only one coming back to me is those who are born of the light. So sit y'all tails down, full of darkness. That's why this world, the way that it is. And guess what? We're in tribulation time. And guess what? You ain't seen nothing yet. So you're going to be able to play out more of your darkness on the earth. Hello. Hello. And you're going to get what you got coming to you. So now I just gave you something to run on with. Because heavens had already orchestrated both seeds. One is written in one book, one is written in the other. When Yeshua came, the Messiah came with the power of I am. He came to lay down his life as the flesh for all flesh. But who rose him up was Christ. That was the power to redeem only those that came down here to represent the light. So you've made a fool of yourself all these years. I broke it down. I don't even think, like at the beginning of this topic, he said, You don't need to bring that Bible. You don't need to do it. You already got it in you. You know how to present it. Pull it on out. Pull up. Pull it on. Land that thing down. I think I did a pretty good job, especially on that one. So when you see in Matthew chapter 10, verse 35 and 36, where he's actually breaking down how I am pulled up first and all. And then he said, and I set this here this way, Deborah. I set it to where in a family, you're going to have this chaos because you're going to have spiritual seeds and you're going to have serpent seeds. They're going to always be after each other. And that's everywhere you go in this world. You're going to have spiritual seeds and you're going to have serpent seeds. And you're too ignorant to understand it because you never sit your tail down, shut up your mouth so you can hear spirit and truth with the light in the one that has it in their right hand. Y'all so busy capturing all this CNN and NBC, Twitter, and TikTok. And all you're doing is being fed darkness that's never going to shine in your spirit as a light. And when that light comes, you're not going in. Because you wanted to serve the world, he gave you the opportunity to do so. And don't think that the elites don't know it's going to end. That's what they prepared for. Too bad you too ignorant to know that. Too bad you too ignorant to know that. They already did. They designed y'all longer than 400 feet underneath the ground, 14 or longer, a whole city underneath the ground for this day that's coming to you. That day is coming for you, and they already prepared to hide. So you know what they're doing? They got to break down the United Snakes because they already know Revelation 18 is already coming for the United Snakes. That's why they don't mind. They don't have no problem breaking United Snakes down because you in it. You too ignorant. You sit here killing one another and racial riot and white people think they white because they right. They so ignorant they don't understand Matthew chapter 24 verse 7. Nation against nation mean your ignorant tail's gonna be fought for killing one another. That's how heaven got it rolled in. Nation against nations, not the nation he taking out of here. He's gonna lead your nation against your own nation and let your kingdom be against his kingdom. That's how ignorant white people are. They think they got it going on. I think they can lynch a couple of black people, not a couple of, they can bring it back to the old days. Let me tell you, the elites already know. We created the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, the white supremacists. We created the Muslims. We're going to put them all out there and let them war with each other. We out of here. They been gone, y'all. They built a world underneath the world. And y'all got y'all stupid tails out here killing each other and acting a fool with parents, breaking every protocol that the Father created for his perfect will. You decide you're going to break it. Forget what he's saying. We're going to do my emotions, my feelings. You right. You're born as a serpent seed. The serpent seed is born to live out their flesh. That means you got your emotions, your flesh, your feelings, your flesh, your personal opinion, your flesh, your wisdom, your flesh, your knowledge, your flesh, your understanding, your flesh. You got everything from the world to feed your flesh. And you got no spirit and truth that tells the truth of the whole matter of everything on the heavens and in the earth. Sit your tail on down somewhere. Malachi. The book of Malachi chapter 7 verse 6. The book of Malachi chapter 7 verse 6. And then this is where you go back into the Old Testament again, as they call the old. I don't mess with no old nor new, but really I have to set it that way because your books, your study guide has led you in that direction. What I do, I come and I bring spirit and truth out of your study guide so you can understand what is in spirit and truth and what is the light. This is what was spoken to y'all. In the end days, those are the true worshipers. The true worshipers, will what? Speak spirit and truth. And the true worshipers are those who are here to bring light out of darkness. Why? Because darkness been having its way since the beginning of time. And at this end, he wants us to understand. I'm sending mine down to bring some light out of all this darkness to show y'all just been walking in darkness, eating darkness up for morning, noon, and dinner. eating it up like a full meal deal. And it's a sad thing because the elders are worse, just as worse as the young. They eating all kind of trash and thinking they getting a full meal deal in the spirit realm. And they ain't getting nothing but flesh on flesh. So Malachi chapter 7 and verse 6. In Malachi chapter 7 and verse 6, it says, for the son dishonored the father, and the daughter rise up against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law against the mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. Now, if the man's enemies, the man that carries all the sperms, if in his house is where the enemies are at, why haven't these ignorant adult women figured that out yet? Where do they get this crap from? Off these darn internets. If they didn't have all these internets here, do y'all know what this world would be like? Come on now, be real. Be real about it. Just think about that. If they didn't have all this mess on the internet, do you know a lot of this stuff people would be using their spiritual heart to really think? You know why? It's because they are reading off of, feeding off all this delusion and this deception and this darkness, and they eating it up, making it their meals. Living by it, dying by it, walking by it, sleeping by it, supporting it. All on these devil platforms, these prophets telling y'all all this stuff, and ain't now one of them gave you food for your spirit. All they continue to give you is food for your flesh to keep you energized in your flesh. Then your spirit end up going to the lake of fire. I know it. You said I ain't worried about that. I cross that bridge when I get there. When I'm the prophetess in the wilderness, and the Father want me to let you know there's not going to be a bridge there for you to cross. So all that monkey stuff that they done told y'all, made y'all think y'all getting away with something, baby, ain't nobody getting away with nothing. I mean nothing. So disrespecting your parents, you disrespect the protocol of the command. And that commandment didn't come from your flesh, your mom and daddy flesh. This command came from the kingdom. Hello. And yo drawn up tails with your life that you think this is my life, and you too ignorant to know life is not in your flesh. That's his breath in you, and it ain't yours. Hello. Now sit your tails down and try to think. You can take this message and you can take it any way you want it. It don't matter to me. I'm about the spiritual realm. I come speaking spirit and truth in life. You can take it and stick it anywhere you want it, and do whatever you think you can do with it. He said, what you say ain't gonna make the crooked straight. It ain't gonna save nobody. It ain't gonna deliver nobody. But it'll make those that are out there think second. Which seed are you? Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Are you the seed of the serpent, or are you spiritual seed? Which one are you? Heaven's created the two. The serpent seed was written in the Lamb, in the book of the lake of fire. That's where the serpent seed goes. And the spiritual seeds are going to the eternal kingdom. What seed are you? I know you gonna cross that bridge when you get to it. I'll wait till I can explain. He ain't gonna listen to you. What's in y'all sick mind that don't understand? The Son of Man, Jesus, as y'all know it, told the darkness, look, it is written. When the darkness tried to tempt him, he told him 3 times, it's written. And what did the darkness say to him? Oh, it is written. So even the darkness know that all things are written. So what do you think you stepping on this earth in control? What in the rats behind do you think you come on this earth and control and rule over? Nothing outside of what is already written. And he said, I already split the household up. If you think that I come to bring peace, I come not to bring peace. I come to bring that sword. What are you going to do with that sword, Father? I'm going to separate my spiritual seed from the serpent seed. Deborah, I'm going to separate those who are born of the spirit from the ones that are born of the flesh. Deborah, I'm going to separate light from darkness all up in these families. I'm going to separate them. See, y'all didn't know that's why Christ raised the Son of Man up, to redeem the spiritual seeds back to the bosom of the Father. because every other seed is going to the lake of fire. Hello, hello. See, I know they lied to you about the Easter, the eggs, and the Easter basket. Oh, you got to get your suit, you got to get your new dress, and you have your hat cocked. Oh, the kids get an Easter basket. Oh, all y'all been playing in darkness for too long. When you hear Sister Deborah speak, the first thing you should think, wait a minute, that lady said too many things that might be turning on my life. You better consider it. Because the Father already brought in the household. He brought not peace. He said, I didn't come to bring peace. Tell them, Deborah, I ain't come to bring peace. I come to bring division. Tell them why. It's because in a household where a man's sperms are in, y'all already split the division. Who's on his side and who's on the devil's side. So you see how these women are walking around here talking about their mama and doing their mama and treating their mama and speaking about their parents. You're breaking the protocol of he that says what? I command you to respect them. They didn't command you. I did. The kingdom. And I've already told you the reason why you ain't gonna respect because you ain't my seed. See that? Y'all didn't know that, did you? You don't belong to me. You belong to Satan. That's why you disrespecting your mom and trying to figure out what's going on. My mama did this, my mama did this. The only one that was there that gave you one day of peace. If she didn't give you no other day, that one day when she brought your tail into the world. You ain't never checked the history of your father. You ain't never checked the history of your mother's father. Because you're so busy being ignorant 24/24. This world that pull y'all head up with all this darkness, y'all don't know what it looked like to see a pin needle of light. But I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, say unto you all, you're lost with the cause and without one. And my bold speaking is what he also prophesied in the end days, those that are spirit and truth. He even spoken to you all by the other prophets that the bold one's coming. And guess what? I ain't the only one. There's others coming. And they ain't come to play patty cake, bake a man with you. They come to talk just like Sister Deborah talk, or more bolder. They ain't come to make you straight. They ain't come to deliver you or to save you. They come to speak spirit and truth with the light. They come to bring the light out of the midst of darkness. So if you already in the darkness and you loving the darkness and you sleeping in it, eating in it, laying down, go for it. 99.9 of your anorexium in the spirit because you've been eating too much flesh. You've been eating too much food for your flesh. And I mean the natural food as well as the food that reign in your serpent seed spirit. You eat that trash up day and night and day. You wake up with not a renewed mind. You wake up not even a new creature. You're still the old person you was ever since you known yourself. You got all these elderly people out here have no spirit and truth, no light, don't give a rat's. They just figure I'm old, I can't do nothing, I ain't gonna do nothing, and I ain't gonna do nothing but sit here and listen and everybody else wrong. Sit your tail down. He knew you before the foundation of the world. He got you written. So you sitting your tail up on the corner and around the corner, up the street, on the wall. You can sit whatever you want to sit. If you ain't about the Father's business, get your tail somewhere and sit down. If you ain't teaching these young people spirit and truth and revealing the light of my Father, get your tail somewhere and sit down. Ain't now one of y'all tails can tell me anything. Because y'all have never followed the protocol of my Father. Never. So you can't pull up and pull out on me and teach me anything. Matter of fact, where's your purpose? Where's your calling? Where's your elect position in the body of Hamashiach, which is the body of Christ? Pull up. Identify yourself if you can. You can't. Because no light rests in you. Father, I want to give you all glory and praise for giving me even the energy to stand on spirit and truth. Thank him for the light in my right hand that pours out his word out of darkness. Y'all been living in that darkness so long. Darkness is your best friend, your friend, your everything. Adult children out there, you are in more fire than you think. You let these counselors and all this thing about energy. Sit your energy tail down. Nobody want to find the energy in righteousness, just, upright, truth, spirit and truth, the light. Find the energy there. Then come back and try to talk to me. But otherwise, sit your tails down. You can't tell me nothing. Living in this world, it ain't got nothing but worldly thoughts and worldly doings and worldly sleeping and worldly eating and worldly doing everything. You have nerve to come up and pull up and try to say something to me. Sit your tails down. You ain't got nothing to say to me. I come here to speak spirit and truth and the light. I ain't come to play patty cake, baker man with y'all tails. And these adult children out here, guess what? If your mama didn't left and you didn't disrespect her, guess what? The kingdom got you wrote in and wrote out exactly where you need to go eternal. I don't have a heaven nor a hell to put you in, but I can tell you one thing. Every word that comes out of my mouth will be checked by the Most High Yah if any of it was anywhere near unrighteous. But you better watch yourself. Shalom and shalom.